My name is Ellie Reeder. I'm a sophomore at Wheaton College, and I'm majoring in religion. I've become very familiar with pretending. There's something inherently alarming about needing to be myself in conversations, either as a result of growing up in LA or some deeper psychological reason I haven't bothered to unpack yet. The person I am around other people and the person I am around friends are not and likely will never be the same. It's easy as dropping your shoulders a little, letting your spine curve gently inwards or defaulting to a neutral expression instead of a smile. You have to be on all the time around others in a way that's exhausting when you notice it. Perhaps that says a lot about my comfort level around strangers, but normally I wouldn't go out of the way to call myself social. Actually, I'd probably laugh at the idea. I like talking to people when I can dump information that I keep prepared in the back of my head. I practice what I'm saying in my head at least 3 times before I put myself in a social situation. I have numerous different routes planned on where the conversation will lead so I don't completely freak out if anything goes wrong. Despite all this, I love learning. I wasn't convinced that this applied to learning about people too. Everyone at Common Cathedral has stories to tell. It's part of their mission, after all, to create spaces where the housed and unhoused can be together and share life with each other. It's really a place like no other where you don't just show up to work for the sake of doing your job. You show up to be part of a community, to be accepted into this big family. It's a place where we all show up to be leaders, where we both learn and teach at the same time, whether that's art lessons or life lessons. We're all there to learn something new. One community member tells me the difference between German and Japanese cameras and his experiences living with a Japanese family in Sao Paulo, all while being completely overjoyed to have someone to speak Spanish with. I get to sit down and talk about my recent love for Star Wars with someone who matches my energy with equal, if not greater, excitement. Someone who is more than happy to just tell me everything he knows about something he clearly loves. At this internship that I was so worried about starting because of how many people I need to interact with, there are a million stories to be told and retold. As a religion student, I consider myself dedicated to the stories that make up the fabric of the world. I never truly considered how sitting down and listening to people as they share the stories of their worlds, their histories, their interests, their languages, is just another way of viewing exactly what I study. As Gizmo shares his practices of finding God, he tunes me into how he sees the world, just as how AJ revels in his devotion to fiction, or Myrna reminisces on her past, and Santos loves his food. My first day of work and my last were so different from one another. My first day was riddled with anxiety, standing in the corners of the room and following my mentor around, and sitting alone in the office and trying to avoid having to talk to people. Little by little, it became easier to function as part of the community and see myself as someone who will be missed when I leave. By the end, it felt less like putting on an act, less like I was pretending to be someone who knew what they were doing. Instead, I was excited to go to work, to chat with community members who I grew to consider friends. 13 weeks ago, I didn't expect to find a community alongside my job. I didn't expect to form relationships that I would truly miss come the end of the semester, ones that have certainly influenced me forever. Thank you.